Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's Wednesday, July the 10th. I keep wanting to say June, even though it's July the 10th. I keep wanting to say it's June the 10th. It's July. July is here. July is here. Half the year's gone. Hopefully, we did a reassessment of the first 6 months and we're setting ourselves up for the second 6 months so that way we can accomplish the goals we're looking to accomplish this year. Right? We've got some goals for this year for sure. Are you setting your goals for the year? And have you set some? Have you set monthly goals and 6 month goals? Because at this point, we got some stuff we got to get accomplished, whether that's in your life, or if that's in your trader life or your business life or your relationship life. Probably might want to set goals in all those areas. In your physical life, I know sometimes when you get ready to set goals, I know when I get ready to set goals, I can quickly feel overwhelmed because I feel like I have to select goals in all these areas, and then I feel now pressured to accomplish them all. Because of course, once you write it down, you got to do it. So, just as my little tip to you for the day, the tip for the day is to pick one goal maybe in each area and work on that. Don't try to overload. Cause so I know me, I'll put like 3 or 4 goals all in one area. And then before you know, you got 15 goals, 5 areas, 3 goals each, 15 goals. Now you're like, I'm not doing anything. I'm overwhelmed. Don't let that be you. Let it not be named among you. Janae, good morning. I want you to know, I don't know if you saw our thumbnail today. Mm, you were onto something, sis. I used the seller's zone. But I used the dollar sign on each, the front and the back. Seller zone watch list. Oh, I think I'm spelling it wrong. You have to send me your information or something so I can send you a gift card. Got to send you a gift card to say thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let's see what we got this morning. Again, yesterday, JPow, Mr. Jerome did a little talking in the morning. Actually, before he even started talking, the market started moving all crazy. Well, not really crazy. It just started moving steady. It wasn't crazy. And but the people was asking their questions and making their statements and putting out their little, it was got a little heavy. You know, he cool under pressure because I was listening to the call like, bruh. Bruh. So this is yesterday. This is what happened yesterday in SPX as he was having his talk. Now, I will tell you, I think you have to be wise when you know there's going to be a significant event happening and then to enter trades either just before that event or during that event. You really have to definitely as a seller, we should wait. I don't say you have to. You should wait until after a direction gets established so that way you can see what there is going on. Hey Saida, good morning. Good morning. um this is what we opened up yesterday. Lots of wicks. This is the 15-minute chart. Lots of wicks. Kind of stayed in a zone all through his talk. Looks like the little talk session thing didn't end till like 12:30. It went to like 12:30. But then guess what happened after that? And I mentioned it on the call, but the 10-year bond auction happened, I want to say 1 o'clock, either 1 or 1:30. That happened. And that 10-year bond auction right in this window, see how the price just took a whole bunch of people who was in calls, cleared out all them. Because that 10-year bond auction is a deal because the people are moving their money maybe out of stocks and into bonds or out of bonds and into whatever. So that 10-year one seems to carry more weight. The 10 and 20 year, I believe, carry more weight than like the 3 month and 6 month. They have several bond auctions, but that 10-year one carries heavy. Notice it brought whatever gains were made here, it dropped it right back down. to right where, the low of the day. So we're into the gap. Then it kept going on to fill the gap some more because this was all gapped up from yesterday morning, and we filled the gap. The gap's not filled completely, but it still continued to come down. These long wick says that there is buying pressure. The buyers do want to step back in and recover it because see all these bottom wicks down here, but at this point it kind of, I won't say languished, but it kind of languished. We actually closed yesterday at 55.76. 55.76. Okay. That's what yesterday looked like. Now we can, I don't know if we'll look at SPX 500 just yet because that may tell us what's going on, but we know JPow is testifying again today, again this morning. We'll talk about that here in a second, but he's going to testify again. And of course, that will have, like I said, its own level of volatility. Today is Wednesday. Fed Chair Powell testifying at 10 o'clock today. I'm really not sure what else could be said today that wasn't said yesterday. I mean, they asked him all those intense questions yesterday, and I do like the fact that he seemed to be very clear about what their job is and what their job is not. Because they kept asking, people kept asking him about stuff, mainly focused around politics and suchy, and somebody's political thing says this, and what about that? And he was like, it is not the job of the Fed to be concerned about politics. I mean, he didn't say it like that, but pretty much he said that. And we don't do politics over here. My job is to try to keep the economy up and running. And anyway, so he's going to testify at 10 o'clock. Final wholesale inventories month over month at 10 also. Crude oil inventories at 10:30. This should be an orange folder, not a yellow. 10-year bond auction. We always say, yeah, here we go with that. That's at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. And then today's Wednesday, isn't it? Am I losing my days? No, today is Wednesday. FOMC member Bowman, Goolsbee, and Cook are going to speak 2:30. Well, 7:30 for Cook. Okay. 7:30 for Cook. Bowman spoke at what? There we go. Yes, I was talking about the 10-year bond auction. That's actually happening today. Bowman spoke at 1:30 yesterday. That's what caused that drop in the thingamajigger. Right, in the prices, the prices, those thingamajiggers is the prices. That's what caused the drop in the prices. Was Bowman was speaking. I think Bowman is like I want to say vice chair. Who was the vice chair? I think I heard him mention yesterday the vice chair. I thought he said Bowman. S&P 493's earnings recession is over. Okay, U.S. futures hold near record with all eyes on Powell. AI juggernaut to power S&P 500 into next year. BlackRock, Tesla Energy. Tesla, oh my goodness. Tesla is like, talk about ain't no stopping us now. Tesla's like, we got places to go, and they trying to get there. They're like Smoking the Bandit. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Okay, this is let's look at the daily candle of Tesla from yesterday. Not sure if anybody's trading Tesla, but look at oh my. That's what Tesla's been doing. These are daily candles. This is every day. Pew, gap. Now we're gapping up a bit, and those gaps, that one got filled. This one here is not filled. Let me go ahead and put some. Sometimes I get really nervous when we're up at all-time highs and there doesn't seem to be a pullback place. Now you do have the pivots, which will help you. Pivots will help with potentially help with the supports and resistances. But oh my, that's what this is. I'm gonna make it bigger so y'all can see. This is the pivot points standard. Remember we've talked about this indicator. The pivot was right here at the blue. You got resistance 1 where my mouse is, resistance 2, resistance 3. So it looks like the price went up to resistance 2 and then pulled back, and it's out at resistance 1. But at this point, you still see full time frame continuity to the upside. And I guess it's going up until it's not, right? So it's just, you're like, well, what do you do now? What a time would have been a good entry for the people who are stratters. A 2-2 continuation would have been right in here. So those who do strat would have been able to enter right on this little doji dude who looked like a hammer. This is a hammer letting you know there was some desire for more up. There was some more up coming on. Hey, Lisa, and hey, Stacy, how y'all doing? That's Tesla. That's Tesla right there, looking like it's just trying to go on and see what the end gonna be. Okay. I looked at the meetings for today, our economic calendars, if anything here. Crude oil at 10:30, 11 o'clock, Thomson Reuters, 12 o'clock, somebody from the Atlanta GDP, and then 1 o'clock is the 10-year note auction. Anyway, I talked about the 10-year note auction like it happened yesterday, but it's actually happening today. And you do want to be mindful around 1 o'clock when that 10-year note auction occurs. Okay. That is happening today at 1 o'clock. Walmart is opening 5 automated distribution centers as it tries to keep its grocery dominance. Walmart's been on a move too, by the way. Not sure if anybody's been watching Walmart, but Walmart's been on a move too. This has been Walmart. This was Friday after the holiday. Now this was yesterday. This was Monday. Where's Tuesday? Oh, Tuesday. Talk about a doji. This, you can't even see the lines. This is Tuesday. It opened and closed at literally the same place. Opened at 69.90 looks like, and closed at 69.90. Literally open and close at the exact same place. You think there's indecision there? I think that would be called indecision. That was yesterday. We didn't go up. We didn't go down. We went up. It went 2 out, but it didn't stay out there. 2 up. So Walmart's like, "Ooh, we tired. We're taking a break for a minute." But that's where Walmart is. If you wanted to look at what could be some support, I would probably I might put one here. And at this point, you could look at this pullback up here at the not 69.90. This has to be 70 and some change, 70.14, I believe. That you could look there, but I would definitely, if you're going to trade it from the top side, from the call credit spread side, I would definitely wait to see what this next candle decides to do. What does the next candle do? But if you're looking at the put credit spread side, you've got here 68.91. 68.91 would be a good area. Could be a good area. I'm going to quit saying would be. Could be a good area for support, the 69.80, or go with like 68.90, sorry. So you could go with 69 as your put credit spread. At or below 69. Okay. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Tanya, what trades are y'all in? What trades are y'all in? I'm going to talk about the ones that I'm in so far that I did yesterday. Walmart, we talked about that. S&P 493. The VIX is at 12.44. It's down 0.56%. That's what the VIX is right now, down a bit. We know the market doesn't really seem to care that people are anything is going on in the economy. They're like, we're still going up. We're still going up. So Peter Schiff says smart money is selling and dumb money is buying it through the ETFs. They set up Bitcoin ETF investors to be the bag. Guess he's talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a little bit of a pullback. It's just on a little bit of a pullback. That's what we're doing. We're pulling back. Hey, Nori. Let's get the Adams numbers and those things up so we can see what's going on there. Then we'll look at a few charts. This morning, we've got Therapeutics. I believe that's what this is, or Thera Technologies, I think it is. Thera Technologies and the MANU, I want to say that's an N. WD-40 is going to be after the market closes today. Price Mart after it closes. AZZ, E2 Open, E2 and Bassett Furniture is going to be today after the close. All 4 of those after close. Tomorrow morning, anticipated, PepsiCo, Delta Airlines, Conagra, Bank 7, starting with the banks, Methode, and NTIC. Okay, that's tomorrow morning. PepsiCo and Delta probably would be the two. ConAgra might be as well. But we're coming into banking season, banking earnings season. So that way you can know JP Morgan's going to be Friday. Citibank will be Friday. Looking at our numbers, if you're trading SPX, which several people are, especially using those alerts, we're still using, some of us are using those alerts, right? Strong follow through in SPX, and we're now on day 8 since the longs triggered at 54.51 last Thursday with no trailing stop out. 55.75 was support yesterday to keep 55.87 plus alive, and it hit. Plan, keep riding the 8-day longs. 55.92, which is a major resistance. 55.92, ding, 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 is a major resistance. Keep that in mind. 56.53 plus is up next. 55.87 is weak. 55.75 are the supports. 55.87 and 55.75 are the supports. But the 55.87 is a little weak. Dip below 55.75. The difference between ES and SPX is 55 points. That gap there between those two is about 55 points. So if you're following Adam's tweets during the day, you need to subtract 55 from what he's putting out. Okay. These are the numbers that you can use and put on your charts for the day and manage and watch those. I wanted to share with you the trades that I've run this week. One of them started Friday, I think. This TQQQ actually was entered by the PeakBot Automated. My PeakBot Automated trades TQQQ for me every week. So the TQQQ still is a trend spread, right? And we entered this. The bot entered it for me. I didn't do anything. Hands free. Entered it, and I collected $48 on yesterday. Looks like I closed it for $20. I'm really getting into the rhythm of closing things at a 50% profit mark, around 50% profit mark. That closes off the trade, releases my buying power to do something else with. It just so happens that PeakBot enters trades on Fridays, Mondays, and Tuesdays. So when you close it on a Tuesday, which I closed mine yesterday, the bot goes, oh, the TQQQ trade is closed. Guess what we'll do? We'll enter again. So it entered again. I don't know if I wrote down, but it entered again for like 30 something dollars. So it entered again yesterday. That's not on here. And then you got MU. MU is the one where I chose the MU and the NVIDIA off of the alerts list. I chose these. MU I chose on Monday. So I entered it on Monday, collected $30, closed it on Tuesday for $14, right? So I kept 16 of these dollars, a little bit over half. I save a little extra dollar or two so I can pay my fees, right? So I closed MU yesterday, about half. And then NVIDIA, I had sold it on Monday for $31 and I closed it yesterday for $10. These both are coming from the alerts, right? The alerts.usepeakbot.com. Okay, I'm putting it in somebody told me that they went to the site to do the alerts and they tried to put in the free 2 coupon code and couldn't find it or something along the way. It's when you get ready to pay, there is something in the middle that says coupon code. You want to put your coupon code in there. So look for that. If you want to use free 2 in order to get free 2 2 weeks of free alerts. Okay. So NVIDIA was there. So was MU yesterday. But I wanted to share one more thing with you all about those. But basically, that was a 22% return on my monies, right? Over a couple days. Like I said, this TQQQ entered Friday and I closed it on Tuesday. These two I entered Monday and closed them on Tuesday. 22% in 2 or 3 days. We can work with that. I told y'all about how we use the weekend. We can use the weekend to help with theta decay. This is the way that the trading schedule happens on PeakBot. But if they're doing it this way on PeakBot, there's no reason why we shouldn't adapt this, right? Or adopt this. Adopt, not adapt. We should adopt this. The credit spreads. Basically, they enter on Fridays. Secondary entry could be on Monday. Tertiary or thirdary, which is not a word, is Tuesday, right? Or you can be taking profits. You can take your profits from your Friday entries. You can take profits. If you entered on Friday, you can take profit 50%, 60%. Wednesday, the bot does not enter trend spread trades on Wednesday. Doesn't mean that you can't using the alerts, just saying that the bot does not enter them for you on Wednesday and Thursday. It enters again on Friday. Okay, this is the trend spread bot at the top for credit spreads. Down here for iron condors, basically you're going to enter each day with the next day's expiration. Okay, enter today with tomorrow's expiration. And then you put in your close order for $5 for each leg. Okay, it says if you're caught, now this is what the bot will do. If the bot was trading it for you, if the call or put leg is still open at 345, then it would cancel the existing order and place a market order in order to close it. Now, I don't necessarily, because I'm an active trader. If you're just letting the bot do it, you can, but I'm an active trader, so I don't necessarily wait till 345. If I'm watching price action happening through the day and it doesn't seem like it's going in the prices, we watch charts and I watch candles and I can see whether, kind of get a good idea as to whether it's going to turn back or is it going in one, especially when we get in the power hour. If we get the power hour and it's going in one direction, it's like, okay, I'll go ahead and close mine where they are. I don't necessarily wait till 345, but you can. Now, if the bot's doing it for you, it'll do it at 345 for you. But I wanted to provide this so you can see how how the bot is trading credit spreads and iron condors and how you can mimic that and you can trade those for yourself as well. All right, you can be trading those same things. This is an example of what the alerts look like. You got the indices alerts up here and you've got the credit spreads alerts. They're both at that page. When you go to alerts.usepeakbot.com, you can see them both there. Okay. I'm spending time talking about the alerts because I believe that there's opportunities there. Instead of having to go look around and look for trades and be like, well, what's the trade? What should I trade? Looking for setups and scrolling through your own watch list or whatever. How about you just look at the alerts or the watch list to see what's the top 10 showing for on PeakBot, and then use that 10. That's definitely way, whittled it way down, and then you can look at those and decide if there's anything there that's of interest to you that you may want to trade. All right, you can do that. There's no reason. I mean, if you don't, unless you just want to be searching around. But for $5 a week, if you put an extra, when you close your trade, say get you an extra $5, you don't have to. That's covered. You've already paid for the. You paid for the alerts in your trades. If you trade one of these a week for and get an extra $5 off it just because of the proximity or the comfort with the strikes, then you've got your money that paid for the alerts, and all the extra after that is gravy. All right. Good morning, Ward, and good morning, Lorenzo. How y'all doing this morning? Okay, so credit spreads is what those alerts is based on. Right. And you can get the credit spreads training at my website. For those who don't know how to do credit spreads or want to know more about how to do credit spreads or want to talk about how do I manage my credit spreads, go over to educatortotrader.com and check out the vertical credit spread training. Okay, let's do that. Let's go look at some stocks. Let's go look at some stocks. I want to look at, I entered Dell yesterday from the alerts. I entered Dell yesterday. I did. Okay. Dell. There we go. I got in Dell 142, 143 put credit spread based on the alerts. So 143 is in here. Come on. Okay, I'm close. That's 143 is right in there. You got this resistance or support. Well, now it's support here with the July the 2nd candle. Also had a touchback here on June 24th. right? That's a good support area. Pivot right here at 144.16 is a pivot place. You saw that even this, though this, it may be hard to see that line because there we go. Maybe you can see it better now with the candle. Yeah, you should be able to see that now. The pivot place came down to the pivot, turned around. Now, there's definitely on a doji. Definitely dojiing for yesterday. Pardon me. My shoe is too tight. Who tightens their own shoes too tight? Who does this? So, anyway, I'm at 142, 143 put credit spread on Dale. Come on, move. I don't think I want to go with the other side. Y'all know I'm forever looking for an iron condor, but actually it doesn't look like it would be a bad move. I could actually go. I don't know if I'd want to go all the way up to here 156. That's a pretty big jump from where we currently are. But in the pre-market, it's at 147 and some change. So that Dale trade is probably going to be ready to close today. I entered it yesterday. I entered yesterday and collected $27. So I collected $27 on the 142, 143 put credit spread. I'll close it today. $27, half of that be like 14, 13, 14, somewhere in there. I might set it at 10 just so I can see what's there. And if if it gets down there, cool. If not, I'll adjust back up a couple dollars and go ahead and close it. Close it. Yes, I will close it. Current price 147. So let me see what's Dale. I actually have Thinkorswim open today, so I can look at Dale for the monies. Let's move it. Maybe I'll move this to the next screen so you all can see what I see. You can see what I see. Yep, you can see what I see. Yep, that thing is going to do its thing too. Let me make it bigger so everybody can see the numbers, application settings, look and feel. Make this very large, very large. This is Dale plus minus 5. Plus minus 5 puts us at 140. But if you look at your probability out of the money, 143 is 70%. 142 is 75% probability out of the money. So 141, 142. Currently, market is closed, but it's paying $25. That's still really good. Those are really good premiums. Really good premiums for a one spread to pull in $25, 141, 142. Yeah. You was told was expired, Lisa. The free 2-week thing? You were told that was expired? If that's the case, I need to stop telling people that it's there. Potential trade, Dale 141, 142 put credit spread. Looks like it pays $25 and 142 has a delta of 23 or 23 delta, as well as 75% probability out of the money. Okay, probability out of the money. All right, that was Dale. Also, NVIDIA. I'm gonna put this down so we can look at the chart. Yesterday morning, I mentioned somebody saying NVIDIA was looking for a 40% pop, and this was yesterday's candle. This is the daily candle for NVIDIA. Kind of came back down during the day and filled most of its gap, but notice how it came back down to this pivot, and went on. We talked yesterday about the put credit spread. Let's see, what did I do? I did 126, 127. Current price is at 133. 133. 126, 127 is what I did. Let me see we got the gap here, which now is mostly filled. We'll look at some strikes too here in a minute. Well, you know what? That gap back there is filled too. I was going to look back at this gap that's here, but this one got filled by the price action. I think we talked about that yesterday too. Let's see what we see for, where are you? There you are. Looking at NVIDIA, put credit spread. 128 has a 77% probability of the money. 127, or the trade I have, is 126, 127. But I don't know 126, 127, what kind of money is there. What's paying $19? That's a 19% return. And if you wanted to go up 127, 128, if you want to go up one more, there's 24. Okay. Enough. That's $24 it's paying. I need to be on the chart because that's why that's doing that. Oh, it's on the NVIDIA chart. But when you don't flip to it, it just keeps acting nuts. Okay. So there we go. 127, 128. Plus minus 4.4 is the plus minus number. So if we subtract 4 from this, we're at 127, right? So 126, 127 would probably be safer. Put credit spread 120. Let me type in here. 126. Will you let me type in there? 26/127. Come on, Cletus. Okay, that's where I'd go with that. Let me send a quick message to the guys to see if that free 2 is expired. Here we go. You know what, though? I think I remember something about it being just for the day. Just for a couple days when they first released it. I think I remember them saying something like that. Okay, so I won't. Nope, that was only for launch day. Yep, I figured that's what that was. Okay, so don't take off the free 2 weeks. You just got to pay the $5 a week, which again is completely worth it. Completely worth it. So, and more than worth it. It's not completely worth it. It is more than worth it. That was NVIDIA. I also wanted to look at, we have one more thing on our list. Where we at? We at 903. Anybody been looking at Amazon? Tanya jumped over to Google. You left Amazon in the dust. Tanya, what happened? You decided that Amazon wasn't your friend anymore? Is that what happened, Tanya? Okay, this is Amazon. Amazon's kind of been sitting a bit. Let me see what we got for. Look at the candle yesterday. I think some stuff is just kind of sitting around waiting to see what the news holds, to see what's being said about the economy. Or maybe they've run so much that now they tired. Putting on the peaks and the valleys. We see that we have an upwards trend. That part's, see this upwards trend. So we could look, put credit spreadish if we want to continue to ride with the trend. We've got here 197. Current price is at 199 in the pre-market, 199.94. That's probably what's happening, is trying to get over that 200 mark and those psychological numbers. It's been trying to fight that. Notice all these wicks. It did go up above 200. It went up above 200 on last Tuesday. This one is 200.03 for this candle. It then went there and dropped down. This candle here has a high of 200.55, and this candle, it went up higher. It went as high as 201.20, but it's not being able to sustain up here at this point. But you know what? Amazon's just kind of hanging. It's going to push on through. It's going to push through again. It's definitely going to keep trying. You keep hitting at something long enough, it'll finally push through, okay? So let's look. If we're going to trade Amazon, we definitely should continue to trade it from as a put credit spread, because when it goes on through, it's going to go on through. So if you're a buyer, you could trade calls or you can do put credit spreads. Okay, let's look at what our numbers look like up here. Going to Amazon. $199.34 bid and ask. The ask is actually over 200. 195 is an 82% probability out of the money and 17 delta. If you were feeling a little more frisky, you could go at 197.5. I probably wouldn't be that frisky, but I try to get at least 70%. I really do. I try to at least 70%. I feel like. Now, this is a 31 delta, and 31 delta is around where Peakbot would enter you. So you could go, I don't know though. I would go at 195. If I was entering on my own, if I'm entering on my own. Now, the good thing is, when you get to these higher probability out of the money, the premiums look nice. You're like, okay, this is good. But then you think, it's not worth a few more dollars in premiums just to get breached, right? So you want to feel as comfortable as you can. But the 195, 197.5 is $60 in premiums for a couple of days. That's a about 25% return on your collateral, right? So that ain't bad. But 192.5, 195 is going to be more comfortable for you. Now, just so you know, you're only putting in to this for a couple of days. So you're getting in on this trade and you're exiting on Friday. Your expiration is Friday. But because it's been kind of languishing in this zone for a minute, you're not sure that it's going to push on through or that it will pull back some more. The time frame continuity does show it down for the day and the week. So you got to keep that part in mind. But I probably, wouldn't get too close. If I was going to do anything with Amazon, I would most likely look at the iron condor, because I would want to say, okay, let me see if I can get some money on both sides so that if one does move, I've at least got the other side. Oh, I don't know why your stuff is disappearing. Well, hey, happy birthday to Ward. Happy birthday. I didn't know it was your birthday, buddy. So you got 195 on the bottom side. And if I was looking on top to go up at least put you at, 205, 204, something like that, I would definitely go up to 205. 205 is at 84%. So if you did 205 and the 195, let's see. 205, 207.5 is paying $21. And then the 195 is paying $28. So between those two, you're going to pull in about $50. That's a 20% return on your collateral for Amazon if you're going to do an iron condor. And what makes you think an iron condor would be good? Because sometimes y'all are thinking, nobody doing no iron condor. It's been in this zone for a minute. Doesn't mean it won't push out, but I'm saying you got 4 or 5 days, and maybe the 4 or 5 days of being inside is what makes you wait. If you're a stratter, for those who trade the strat, the rule for the strat, this really works more for buyers than it does for sellers. But because this is a one or an inside candle, what you would look at here would be, let me give you a little bit of insight. If you were wanting to trade Amazon as a buyer, you do have the top of this candle. Okay, you're supposed to be here. The top of this candle and the bottom of this candle. So the top one would be I'm gonna write it out. And buy calls, because I don't want you thinking, I know we always talk about selling stuff. Buy calls above 200.51. It goes above 200. If it goes above the top of this candle, is at 200.51. The top of this candle is 200.57. So you buy calls above, how about we get good English here and good spelling, above 200.57. So if price goes above that, then you buy calls, which is the top of this red candle. And then the other way would be buy puts below the bottom of this candle, which is 199.05. Buy calls above this candle and buy puts below it of this, because this is an inside candle, what's called an inside candle. Inside candle said it can go either way, which you see this doji let you know it could go either way. Time frame continuity is not complete like all the way across, but for the day and the week, depending on how long you want to be in the trade, you could say, well, it's showing that it wants to come back down a little bit more. Maybe you ride some puts if you wanted to do that. And your next target price, your target would be down here at 198. So you enter below 199.05 with a target of 198, which is the next lowest pivot point down here. Okay, that's just for if you're interested in buying calls or buying puts on Amazon. Okay, that's how that goes. Did we have anything else on my list? I had Oracle on my list because Oracle came off of our weekly list. It's about 10 after 11. I got good timing going so far. Ooh, this is Oracle. Oracle was on our put credit spread list, and that trade would be breached at this point because 141 was the bottom, was the 141 is the, I probably should have looked at this chart before I decided to do this one. Y'all don't necessarily look at the strat, but this is something called a pivot machine gun. Basically, you got up, 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 and then in one day, all of the ups get taken out in one move, and then it goes back in the other direction. But you have to see how that goes. We have to see how that goes. Oh my goodness. It's a lot that happened here in one day. Wonder why Oracle dropped off like this. Let's see if we got some news. Tokyo residents seek to block the building of massive data center. Wall Street Journal, sector update, tech stocks retreat in late afternoon trading. This is more than a retreat. Wow. Lady T said, I'm trying to concentrate on 1 to 2 stocks. I'm not a master trader trying to work and manage 4 to 5 trades. Listen, sis. I have that Netflix put credit spread too. I don't think I talked about that. I have 680 as my strike. 680 as my sell leg. Yep, I have 680. Let's go look real quick at Netflix. Did you enter that trade yesterday, Janae? Netflix put credit spread. Tanya, that's a good move. Concentrating on 1 to 2 stocks. Very good move. Okay, this is Netflix right here. The pivot point is 689. I believe that is a 9 over there. 689. Maybe it's a 9. Let me lean in a bit. No, that's a 5. Okay, so the pivot point was at 685 and some change. It's currently in the pre-market at 689. Currently in pre-market at 689. We'll put on a chart so we can see the pre-market movement. This is what's happening in the post and pre-market, which I'm fine with you going on about your way because I have 677.5, 680 is what I have. And I'm shooting for my 50% of my premiums and I'm good to go. We can be on our way. You can unhand me, Netflix. Netflix, you can unhand me. So I took in $50 yesterday, 677.5, 680. I took in $50. So I'll close it at 25 or right around 25, which it should be there. It should be pretty close to there. Time frame continuity shows the hour, the day, and the week down because it's been going down, but we still got you got a couple days. So you definitely want to never let a good green trade go red if you can help it. If you can help it, don't let a green trade go red. Which means if you got some profits, hold on to them. Now, one thing I have been practicing too, Tanya, and I'm not just saying this to Tanya, but I know we talked about it, is that 3x. If the trade goes 3 times, if it gets red 3 times my premiums, I'm closing it off. I can close it off and enter again, or enter another or enter something else. That's one of the things that I'm trading for my stop loss. I'm using the 3x of my premiums. So if I take in $20 in premiums, but the trade gets to where it's worth $60, then I'm closing it for $60. I'll take the $40 loss and look to enter and go on with something else. All right. That's how I'm rocking with that. Credit spreads trading on the screen. We talked about that already. You can go to Educator to Trader. If you want to get a free charting checklist, see, we did a little bit of charting. I didn't go too deep in the charts today. We looked at some stuff and I put a few lines on. But if you want a free charting checklist, go to chartyourway to100k.com. As soon as you put your information in, you will get an email that gives you the link to get the checklist, right? It is coming right away. The process is working as it should. Options 411 is the basically a beginner or an introductory course training. If you want to see what options all about, especially for those who want to be sellers, that's $17 at the website. Educator to Trader membership. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay. I always forget to mention that. Our membership is running where we're basically working all together to work on our trades, our entries, our exits, our defenses. We've got training calls that we have during the week. We've got monthly coaching calls, and we have these morning calls here. The people who are in my membership get access to the stuff that I do. So anytime I'm live on a call or I do Zooms for whosoever, my membership folks get to be a part of all of those. Janae says if it's over 80%, but looks like it can close, but who buys it when it expires? Alyssa, when it's less than 10 in premiums. Well, I mean, when it expires, nobody buys it. It just expires because it's out of the money. So no, it's like not worth anything. Once it's worth less or worth nothing, there's nobody who buys it when it expires. But if you can go ahead and close it, the reason I like to close up my credit spreads too, but before they get to like worthless, is once you finish your trade once it closes at expiration day at like 4:00, these stock prices keep moving, right? Almost all the ones that have stock, except for XSP and SPX, RUT, IWM, those guys, not even IWM, RUT, all the ones that are cash settled. Everything else, the price keeps moving. So even though you've exited your trade at 4:00 and your option expired, the pricing of Amazon or Netflix or whatever keeps moving, and you could potentially be breached and assigned even after the trade's close, even after for you the day's over. But if you close it, you don't got to worry about that. Even if you close it for $1, $2, $5, you don't got to worry about that. Okay, you don't got to worry about it. Here's to our trader's declaration. I declare I'm a great trader. I declare I'm a successful trader. I declare I'm a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My account's growing more and more each week. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I always make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolios. I declare I'm a level-headed trader who does not trade my emotions. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. You teach our hands to war and our fingers to fight. Help us today to trade wisely and strategically in order to fulfill this purpose. Give us more than enough so we can have what we need and enough to be a blessing to others. In Jesus' name, amen, amen. Okay. I think I've done as I was commanded, and yet there is room. Okay, we're about 10 minutes away from the market opening, right? If your trades are ready to close them. All right. If they're ready to close them. Free your buying power to go do something else with it. There's no reason to hold on for 2 more days for $3 or $4 more. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself because the price could definitely turn back. It could do all kinds of stuff in 2 more days. If your trade is ready to close it. All right. Let's not be greedy over $2 or $3, $4 more. right? Holding on. If you've gotten the majority of your premiums and you can lock in that profit, do so. Nobody needs to wait till Friday. It's Wednesday. You can enter a whole new trade and make more money between Wednesday and Friday with that same money. All right. All right. Of course, it's a personal preference. Of course, it's a personal preference, but that's my suggestion and my guidance as a seller coach to if it's ready, make it be a done deal. Close off the deal. Don't be trying to make $3 or $4 or $5 more. Okay. I want you to do 3 things today. I want you to stay green. I want you to get this money, and I want you to have a great green day. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye.